There's a fish. You know what always makes me happy? When I get on the water and I know I've got a lot of time to fish. I've got like 4 or 5 hours to figure out how to catch a few fish. That is a lot of time for me. Usually when I fish, the last several missions have been like 2-hour trips. Not a lot of time. Today, I've got all the time in the world, baby. Current conditions, man, it's like a perfect fall day. We've got wind, we've got a nice brisk air. It feels really nice out here. Beautiful sunrise. Everything is stacking up to make this a good day. Yeah, that's probably enough yipping and yapping. Let's start casting blasting. Let's go. I left a Berkeley Gold minnow on my mule jig, and yeah, now it's all crusty. I gotta rip this puppy off and put a new one on there. I'm definitely gonna get serious into bass and pike at some point, but for now, I'd rather focus on panfish. Got the Berkeley Gold jar, and then I put it inside of a little bag because it smells like butt crack, and I don't want butt crack all over me. Oh man, that sun is about ready to come up. It looks spectacular. I love me a good sunrise. Who doesn't like a good sunrise? You're crazy if you don't like a good sunrise. There's a fish, first freaking cast. Nice old bluegill. I haven't caught a bluegill in a while. I feel really good about this. All right, we got the day started with a gill. I know it's not technically good luck to catch a fish on your first cast, but I will take it. I'm not gonna complain about a fish on my first cast. And one thing I know about bluegill is they tend not to be alone. Look at that, 2 casts in a row. Dadgummit, I missed him. There we got him. All right, that's a nice one. Nice gill right there, baby. Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got 2 fish. There we go. Feels like a bruiser. Looks like a bruiser too. Nice one. These are healthy bluegill. They're not like giants, but they're nice ones. I'll take a fish like this all day long, baby. 1/64 ounce mule jig with a Berkeley Gold minnow is absolutely one of my confidence baits for multi-species. Boom shakalaka, see you, buddy. Man, it's automatic right here. Let's just keep on smashing bluegill. There he is. Ooh, 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 King Kong. That's the last of that Berkeley Gold minnow right there, but I tell you what, we ended with a nice one. Nice little chungus right here. I'm feeling good no matter what. I've caught multiple fish and it's been like 10 minutes of total fishing so far. If I had a kid that I was trying to teach how to fish and they weren't like super into watching a bobber, this is the exact rig I would give them. It just works so well. So if you're a parent and you want to get your kid on some fish, this is something I would highly, highly, highly recommend. We're sitting in 9 foot of water and they're just suspended in here. Look at that, another one. Little guy. There's a lot of the same size fish. They're all like 4 to 6 inches. Not really any giants in here from what I can tell, but still fun. There he is. Not only is this hook small, but you also have to remember that the gauge of the wire is pretty light. So you don't have to set the hook hard, you just kind of have to pop it into their mouth. Don't feel the need to set the hook like crazy. Man, that one just freaking hammered it. Just a nice little sweep up. You have to be quick about it though. It's a fine balance. You can't wait to set the hook too long because they will mouth this bait pretty quick. And so it's just a quick little sweep to the right. I remember when I first started like seriously targeting bluegill, I could not set the hook properly on these fish for the life of me. One, I was using too big of jig heads, and then that's part of the reason I developed mule. But 2, I just had this tendency to set the hook like I was setting the hook on a jig for bass, and it's just way too hard. It just takes practice, and once you get it down, it's a whole lot of fun. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I launched him. What happened? Oh my gosh, I foul hooked him. Something pecked at it and I set the hook and I foul hooked this little dinky. All right, see you, buddy. I think I've had my fix of bluegill for now. Let's go chase bass. Let's start with a white chatterbait. Feels like the grass line's right here in about 8 foot of water. There he is. It's gotta be a pike. No, it's a bass. Chomped it. All right. Find the grass, find the bass. Found the grass line in about 7-8 foot of water, and this guy popped it as soon as I ticked off the top of that grass. Nice little bass, white chatterbait, little Kayak 3-inch swimbait on the back. He's a little chunk. Man, we're off to a good start today. All right, I want to try my other bait. The next thing I want to try is this deep diving Strike King jerkbait. It's a perch color. There's a lot of perch in this lake, so my guess is this will be a really good bait to try. It's got a good chance of catching pike too, which I totally welcome as long as they don't bite it off. One thing you always got to remember with the jerkbait is your first, several cranks is just to get it down to depth. And then after that, once you get it in that strike zone, that's where you just need to pause it, jerk it a few times, pause it, jerk it a few times. And depending on the water temperature, you can shorten the length of your pauses. So because it's fall and these fish should be feeding pretty aggressively, I want to keep it coming. In the spring, when it's still cold, I will pause it and I will let it sit. I gave this jerkbait one heck of a try. I'm not done with it for the day, but I'm gonna go back to the chatterbait because I caught a fish on that right away. There he is. I knew there was suspended fish right here. I saw him on my graph. I had to go back to the old tried and true Berkeley Gulp minnow. It's a little bit bigger bluegill than what I was catching earlier. Similar size. I probably should be using my 1/32 ounce mule jig just based on the wind. Oh, there he is. If you focus on boat positioning and really just pay attention to your line and just be patient, you can still use those small sizes even when it's windy. Little bluegill, yeah. I'm not gonna get distracted by all these tiny bluegill. I'm gonna bust this thing out every now and again when I just wanna catch a fish, but for now, I'm gonna go find a windy spot and I'm gonna see if I can find some actively feeding bass. All right, first cast on this point. Got a fish. It's a nice bass. It's a big bass. Big bass. Big bass alert. Boom. Oh my gosh, that's actually a tank. Look at that. Gorgeous bass, man. This is what fall's all about. Chatterbait straight in the dome. Whew. I just got them in front of another boat, so they're probably gonna slow down and start fishing this area too. Yep, they are. They stopped as soon as they saw me with that fish. Funny how that works. This wind's kicking my butt right now. Little guy up there on another little windy point. Oh, he ditched it right at the boat. All good. I have to believe they've got to be grouped up. It's weird that the bass so far have been pretty isolated. Usually this time of year I get multiple bites in the same areas. So this is the kind of grass that they're hanging in right here. Just nice long green grass, perfect for bass to just sit there and ambush prey. If you build a house like that, you better have at least 30 people living in it. That thing is way too big. I think it's stupid when people have houses that big if they only have like 4 people in their, family. It just feels so wasteful to own a house that large unless your family is just huge. So weird. I can't believe these bass have been as spaced out as they are. I want to catch a big fat bass. I want to throw my chatterbait in the grass. Hey. All right, another bluegill. It's a bit of a channel swing right here, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna troll my gulp minnow, and we're gonna just keep doing that right here on this bank. This wind is totally relentless, man. Oh my gosh, I got him. Catch up with him. Probably another dinky gill. Yeah, he's a little chunker though. I haven't found any like big gills, but I'll take them. I'll definitely take them. Can I get him? I missed him. No way. Oh my gosh. Dude, you're kidding me. Hooked in the mouth. How did I literally do that? Can you freaking believe this? Look at this thing. This, my friends, is what Dinkmaster's all about. This is just straight up impressive. Okay, quick update. I tell you what, I just came back to the boat ramp actually because I needed to tighten down the pedals on my drive system. So I decided I would just sit here, take a quick break, decompress, and try to figure out a new game plan. The wind is freaking howling out there, so it's pretty tough in a kayak. That being said, I know there's fish feeding, so I know that we're gonna catch some more fish. I'm having a blast out here, man. It's gotten pretty overcast out here too, so with the wind and the overcast skies, it's pretty low light conditions. I'm not sure how it'll affect the bite, but I trust the process. Let's get back to it. Oh my gosh, what is with me? Now I'm catching these dinky bass. This one's not as small as the last one, but I tell you what, the Dinkmaster is again living up to its name. I think what's so cool about this gulp minnow is you really just never know what that next species might be. And when you're fishing a weed line in like 6 to 10 foot of water, really anything could be here too. It's like I could catch a yellow perch. Oh, I could catch a little bass like this. Okay, what is with all the little dinky bass showing up now? I'm finding these guys now. I am the master. I am the Dinkmaster, man. The Dinkmaster strikes again. Man, this wind. Oh, got him. Ooh. Man, he's got some fight in him. He's not all that big, but he's got some serious fight in him. Respect. You're like a little 5-inch bluegill, and you have got the fight of a 10-inch bluegill. Good work, man. Good work. Over the last year, as I've used these gulp 1-inch minnows more and more, I feel like a bass less than 6 inches long predominantly feeds on 1-inch minnows. Once they get to like, oh my gosh, there he is. Hey, yellow perch, there we go. Third species, baby, let's go. He's just a little hot dog, but I tell you what, third species. That's my first perch in a long time, man. They're really cool fish, really pretty. Yeah, I think once bass get to that 8-10 inch range, they start feeding on a little bit larger prey. My big long-term goal as an angler is I just want to be like really, really good at multi-species. I want to know how to catch trout, pike, crappie, everything. And I want to be able to do so consistently. You know what's funny is that crusty gulp that was on my jig earlier and was all dried out, I set it down and it's been in the water and it's totally soaked up the water and it's good to fish with again. So I just actually re-rigged it. Gotcha. Dink. You know, if you want to be like me, just get yourself some gulp minnows and practice your hook sets on like 4-inch fish. And once you figure that out, you will be a Dinkmaster too. Oh, got something. What is this? Oh my gosh, it's another one of those. It's another one of my PBs, my PB dink. This is incredible, dude. This is literally like 2.5, 3 inches long. Look how pretty he is. Okay, this one's going on the gram. I honestly wish I had like a G.I. Joe right now and then just like place the G.I. Joe and have him like fake holding the fish. And then it would be like hilarious because it would look like it's a huge bass, but in reality, it's literally so small. I don't know. It's just an idea. Look at him. He's honestly extremely pretty though. All right, see you, buddy. Oh, baby. Whoa, we found the school of micros, my friends. Look at this little noodle. He's such a little cutie. Okay, it's probably a sign that I need to stop fishing with this gulp minnow. I'm having fun with it, but it's time to upsize. We're gonna just very lightly upsize. I'm gonna go back to this Swimbait on a 1/16 ounce mule jig. My man on Instagram, BFS Junkie, hit me up and he's like, hey, I'm gonna send you something. He buys a lot of mule jigs from me and he really likes them with his hand-poured soft plastics. So he sent me a bunch of his hand-poured soft plastics so I could try them as well. And this little Swimbait looks dynamite. Honestly, it would be a great little multi-species bait. It's got a lot of kick for being such a little bait, but I'm gonna fish it basically like a Ned rig and then I'll twitch it hard and I can just feel it pulse just like a chatterbait does. It's like brrr. There he is. I knew one would eat this thing eventually. No, he's not big, but I tell you what, I got one on the little Ned rig. I wanted to catch one on the Swimbait, so here we go. We did it. We did it. Even these small bass like this, man, they need love too. Look how beautiful this little guy is. All right, see ya, homie. You have a great day, okay? Some of you are probably thinking, Ethan, when are you ever gonna come out with plastics by mule? The reality is, I'd like to, and I've been trying to work on it. I wanna make sure that it's right, you know? I don't wanna just come out with something to come out with something. I wanna come out with something that I think is really a value add for the market. It just takes a lot of time and money to come out with some of these projects, so slowly but surely, it's happening. Oh. Dadgummit. Wasn't paying attention. I was getting ready to adjust my kayak because of the wind and I'm pretty sure something just smashed my chatterbait. Just, oh, did you see that? He came up and tried to eat it. I think that was just a little bass. That big pleasure boat just ripped off right in front of a John boat. There's one. There we go. That feels decent. He's skinny as heck. Look at this guy. This guy needs to eat up, man. Look how skinny he is. He's got a stunted tail. It looks like he's got a broken tail or something. It's really fat. Huh, I'm sorry, buddy. I hope you have a little bit better luck after that. Man, I really want to catch a fish on this S-Waver. Oh my God. Giant pike just came up and swerved it. Dadgummit. Holy crap, that scared the absolute crap out of me. Oh, I overreacted. Dadgummit. That was the fish I've been looking for. Dadgummit. Well, it definitely built up my confidence in the S-Waver. He freaking went nuts after it, but he completely missed. I think I'm just gonna stick to the S-Waver for the rest of the day. Keep my fingers crossed that we can get another one of those to come up and actually connect. Oh, oh! Shoot, 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 shoot. I pulled it out of his mouth. I think it was a pike. Come back for it, He torqued it! No, he missed it. That was sick. Come back for it. How did they miss it? It definitely seems like the pike are gonna like this S-Waver. It's just a matter of connecting once they actually strike it. To explain how I'm working this, you'll understand why the fish are missing. So essentially, when I reel once, reel twice, reel once,
reel twice. And each time I reel like that, that S-waver goes one way and then it goes the other way on the next reel. But what happens is, one hit it. So like I said, it kicks side, got him. Stupid pike. I got you this time. Oh my gosh, he caught my line. He's got my line. No, 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 no. No, you do not. You're not gonna take my expensive bait. Oh my gosh, the line is like straight up in his mouth. It's 50-pound braid, so I'm not super concerned, but at the same time, yeah. Oh my gosh, this line has got you all sorts of screwed up. Just a little guy, kind of ugly. Looks like somebody else damaged his eye with a recent hook. So hopefully buddy does okay. They're pretty tough creatures. I think he'll be just fine. There's a little bit of teeth marks in that line, but it feels like the 50-pound braid is gonna be just fine. I don't got time to try to tie another loop knot. That's too much work. Essentially, what I was trying to say is the reason I think some of them are missing it is because when I hit it, it keeps gliding and they don't anticipate it enough and they completely miss because it's gliding and they'll just swipe right behind it or right in front of it. There's a fish. This is gonna be a pike or is it gonna be a bass? If it's a bass, oh, it's a pike. It's a big pike. It's a big pike. It's a big old pike. All right, that's what we've been after. Oh baby, look at that mouth. It's a big old pike. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Let's grab him behind the head there. Look at that. Nice healthy pike. I'm digging this S-waver. There we go. All right, see ya, buddy.
Okay, as you can see, I pulled the kayak up on bank and it is time for me to go home, but I tell you what, today literally went as good as I could have ever asked. Pike, largemouth, perch, bluegill, love it. Freaking multi-species fishing, man. I just love multi-species fishing. I like being able to catch lots of different things all in the same trip. One of my long-term goals as an angler is really to just become a really good multi-species angler. I want to be able to go out on a body of water and catch every single species and understand how they all interact. It's super cool. Just like biologically, I feel like it's such a cool thing too. So that's why multi-species fishing is so fun to me. It's so special to me. I tend to be mostly a bass fisherman. I don't know a ton about a lot of different species, but I guarantee you this, over the long haul, I'm gonna get better and better at all of them. Pike, crappie, perch. I'm gonna figure these fish out, man. I love it. Okay, I'm totally rambling. I wanna go home and eat a sandwich. We'll catch you next time.